What's going on, people? It's your boy Uche again with another podcast episode. Again, disclaimer as always. As you can see, I am on my walk, my evening walk here in Houston, Texas. So, apologies ahead of time in case of the noise, cars passing by, people mowing their lawns, and things like that. That's one. Second, I am also very distorted. Go ahead, that's fine. I'm very distorted. My distortions are increasing a lot lately. I am being very intentional to stay away from vices, anything that would lower my vibration, or anything that I've noticed in the past that lowers my vibration. And I still am very distorted. But like I said, I feel like I know what is happening, which I'm going to break down in this video or this episode. So please pay attention. So yes, apologies ahead of time. I am very distorted. Not a making of my own, but it just simply is. So if you love me and you have any type of discernment, you'll be able to pick up the concrete message of what I'm saying and excuse and forgive my distortion. Give me grace, or don't. I really don't give a shit, Chad. It is what it is. And also, this is my third or fourth attempt at making this video. I didn't really like the first couple of times that I did it. My energy was everywhere. And I also wanted to make sure I confirmed a couple of things first with my body. As you guys know, I'm here in Texas. I'm going through a lot of some physical changes. There's a whole lot of shit that's been happening with me for the past few months. Being in Ghana, and it just kept getting worse. And I kept going back to the hospital over and over, and I kept telling them that I'm fine. Like, yeah, I don't feel fine. I really do not feel fine. I keep having all these episodes. I had the most recent one yesterday. I keep having, and I don't want to speak anything negative into existence. Not that I believe in negativity or positivity, but I might be having another episode today, Chad. So hence why I am here in Houston, trying to make sure that my body is being checked out. So I wanted to make sure to see what was going on with my body before I intentionally record this video. So here we go. Today's topic is letting go. Letting go. And I know this whole letting go topic has been talked about by everybody named Mama Cha, including Elsa. Elsa, the Snow Queen. Let it go, let it go. I need to stop singing before they say that I have copyrights, privacy, I be piracy. But anyway, if you guys know me, if you've been following me for a while on social media, I've been doing this YouTube thing for 6 years now, I think. And also, especially if you know me in my personal life, you know the kind of person I am. I am a person who is a no man's land type of person. I have no strings attached, nothing. I've always said that I'm not my parents' child. I am not my mother's son. I am not my father's son. I belong nowhere. I just float and cruise through this world like that. And this is just the Uche style. It's always been like that. I have no real deep attachment to anyone, any place, or anything. For such a long time, I tolerated it. I tolerated, certain kinds of people and certain kinds of things, and blah, blah. It was fun, I guess. It was cute. And I'm grateful because interacting with certain people, going to certain places, I hope this shit is recording, and doing certain things gave me the opportunity to study this world, study the people of this world, and study myself. Because this is really how I learned the most, through people. Because through people and things, I see myself in everything. So I'm able to, just observe myself in everything. It just bounces right back at me. And I'm able to see. It can get quite eerie sometimes, especially when you start to understand metaphysics and quantum physics and see how mathematically everything is you. Ooh, chair. But we thank good. So I'm grateful. I am grateful, but I got to a point in my life a while back, a couple of years ago, where I started becoming a lot more intentional with letting go, no more excuses. And I started letting go of everything, everyone, and every place. Being more intentional, making no excuses. And I'm the kind of person who prides myself at the ability of letting go. Like I've never, like I've mentioned before, I've never met anyone I couldn't walk away from. That person doesn't exist and would never exist. The point is not to cut people off or walk away from people or anything like that. Just to understand that I don't belong to anyone, anything, or any place in this world, in this realm. I'm just a traveler, you know, doing my thing, and inevitably I will leave this place. So I have prided myself, that's even a word, with the art of letting go for such a long time. Because again, to me, all this shit not wash. It's just here, and I enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is in the moment. And eventually, I forget that I even had it stuff. Like I be the type of person to have a conversation with somebody and forget that I had a conversation with you the next day because it wasn't that deep. That's just me. It's just the way it is, Chad. But thank you for the experience. We were each other's karma at that moment, and class was in session, and I learned exactly what I needed to learn about me through you. Thank you, and I moved the hell on. There's no reason for me to hold on to that. Until it started to dawn on me. I had an episode, a very severe episode in January, actually, where I was confronted by myself that I, in spite of the fact that I pride myself at letting go, I was holding on to the most important thing that I had to let go of, which was Uche. And it's really interesting how this life is designed. They say life will humble you, life will humble you. I don't think a lot of people who say that truly understand the mathematics contained within that statement, like how life will humble you. And like I've always said, you know, like in my previous episodes, humility is the only way out of this realm, because humility is what will trigger the rapture. Maybe I'll do another episode of breaking that down, but I've done an episode breaking down how humility is the epitome of intellect. But maybe I'll do another episode through God Almighty who strengthens me. How humility will trigger the rapture. So humility is the only way out of this realm, not death. No one truly dies. I've broken that down too before, how no one truly dies. The participant doesn't die, but the observed will die. But that's another conversation. And life will humble you, because your job here is to learn what you need to learn until you surrender in humility. Then it will trigger the rapture. And I realized that I was holding on to Uche after I had that episode in January that scared the shit out of me. Sure. I've had a couple of near-death experiences, but the one in January was the most severe one ever, all of my life. And I still have PTSD from it. Whew, yeah. And this is my first time talking about this online, I think, because of how severe it was. And I know I sound like I'm batshit crazy and talking all kinds of nonsense, but this is real. Matter of fact, if I heard someone talk about these things, I probably just roll my eyes, knowing myself, yeah. So I think it's best that someone like myself experiences them, because this is really how Uche learns. Because Uche does not really, I'm not really a reader like that. I do read here and there, but I think the best way that Uche learns is by participating, you know, in the forefront. And I have been privileged with the ability, or the privilege, opportunity, if you want to call it that, to experience a whole lot of these things. And one of the experiences that I had in January was a near-death experience in which I saw Uche fading away. A veil was lifted. I know that sounds batshit crazy. Chad, you can roll your eyes, scroll off if you want. They don't make any sense, Chad. It would not matter to me. But I saw Uche dissipating. Like I remember looking at my fingers, my hands, and it was dissipating. Like it's sort of like it felt like a pixelated. I don't even know if I'm making sense. Like pixelated, like I could see it fading away. I could see it fading away, and I could see it like in front of me, and everything in front of me was fading away. And I remember thinking, in that very moment, this is the end of Uche. And I remember being scared as shit. And I remember voicing out loud, I am not ready to let go of Uche. Now, this is something that I never really even thought was a thing, really, because, you know, to me, I always, if you guys have listened to me talk before, I always talk about I want to go home, because home is a place beyond this realm, because I don't belong here, blah, 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 and blah. But in that moment, I felt like I was presented with the opportunity to go home. And it did not feel like it was time yet, because Uche's business in this realm is not complete yet. But also, the fact that I was still, that scared me, bothered me in that moment. And I remember thinking to myself that when this episode and this moment is over, you need to sit down with yourself and figure out what it is about Uche that you're still holding on to. And then of course, it's taken me months. I was in January this year, and this is what, July, August? It's taken me months to put the two and two together, put the puzzle pieces together, to figure out that yes, there is a lot of things about Uche that I'm still holding on to. And now I am intentionally practicing the art of letting go of Uche. Ooh, and when I tell you, it has been a journey. How y'all doing? Good, good, good. It has people watching. That was fascinating. People watching. It's one of my favorite things. Just watching humans being human. Feels so exciting. Look at me getting distracted. Letting go of Uche. The art of letting go of Uche. And I know this sounds crazy to someone who's not into the esoterics, someone who's not a deep thinker. If that's not your thing, just go on, share. But let's talk about Uche. I am grateful for Uche. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like weird as shit, I know, but every single day of my life, through my challenges, my ups and downs, I see, as distorted as it may be, what it is about this Uche avatar or character that my soul chose. This dude, there's something about him that is like, it feels familiar. I feel like I went to some type of, what's it called? Intellectual, not intellectual, interstellar Walmart, searching for bodies and shit. And I saw this Uche dude, like, there's something about this one. There's something about this one. Nigga, wait. Everything about him is average. Like, it's given average. I love that. He can blend in. Average blends in. You don't want to make him a 10 out of 10, because, that would stand out way too much. You don't want to make him a 0 out of 10 either, because that would also stand out as way too much. Just put him in the Goldilocks zone where he can get in and observe. There's something about this Uche character that is eccentric, that is electric, that is beautiful. And I don't mean beautiful in terms of supremacy, meaning that beauty, the opposite of beauty is ugly and things like that. There's something about it that is electric, that it feels familiar and it feels right. And I'm grateful for this Uche character. For 33 years, we've been on this journey, and I have the resume on me and my body, mind, and spirit to remind me how far that this Uche character has housed me, as distorted as my consciousness is in this realm. But it is also extremely important that I understand that time will come, inevitably, that Uche will be no more. Because Uche cannot exist beyond this realm, but I can. And knowing this, of course, I've always known this, my subconscious, all of my life, hence why it has always motivated me to do my best and live my best all the time, because now it's all I got. I have a whole tattoo, okay, can't really show it because I have holding my phone, that says now is all I've got to remind me to live in the moment. This is it. This is the only time I get to be Uche, so you better fucking be Uche. And I have all the tools. Sometimes I get lazy, sometimes I get complacent and I'm bothered, and I know grace catches me, and I know it is what it is. But it has given me the incentive and the motivation to be Uche, because I know eventually I will be separated from Uche, and Uche will be no more. Uche will go back to the illusion that has always been. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for this Uche character, his story, his serene, His performance, because we perform, Chad. We sound good. Good Chad. This place is a whole drag show. This entire is a drag show. But you know, of course, the performance that I'm talking about is nothing malicious at all. This is essentially, like I've broken down before in the past, this is essentially what Jesus was talking about. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. You're in Caesar's world, just give Caesar a fucking show, because Caesar is slow. Caesar does not understand that Christ is king. So just let Caesar know that, yeah, you're a king, and then go home and give to Christ what belongs to Christ in love. Okay? The performance is not malicious. This is essentially the same kind of performance that goes on between a parent and their baby or a child. When you see a baby and a parent, you know, we see a parent talking to a baby, the baby talks gibberish, and the parent is talking gibberish to the baby, like, hey, hey, it is performance, because that's not how the parent talks normally. But the parent understands that the baby is slow. For lack of better words, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's just the way it is. Babies have not really fully developed to be able to understand if the parent was to talk to the baby the way the parent would normally talk. So out of the love in the parent's heart, the parent will give the baby a performance by coming down to the baby's level of intellect and communicating with them. And because it's sincere and done in love, and the baby is pure in their own being, the baby will convert that as a genuine communication, and they become 1 + 1 = 1, maximizing that moment. This is essentially what I'm talking about, the exact same thing. Like I've always said, authenticity follows a particular frequency. It always will. Empathy or love is what will convert that frequency. Like, think about like the whole gibberish thing. Gibberish being a language that is independent of the baby, independent of this realm. But that's how the baby speaks. Let's say the baby came from the, I don't know, realm of gibberish. And because they're brand new here, gibberish is all they know. So to them, they're actually making sense. But to the parent is not making sense. The baby is not making sense. But because the parent genuinely loves the baby, and because of that love, the parent is trying to, you know, do the gibberish, blah, blah, blah. To the parent, they're not making sense. But the love, the genuine love that the parent has for the baby does the conversion so that the baby is able to communicate and perceive that as genuine communication. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So, you know, when I say performance, it's not anything, you know, malicious at all. But yeah, this word, in order for you to survive this word, chat, you got to give this fucking word a show. It's just the way it is. And your ability to perform is dependent on your IQ and your EQ. So yes, most of my interaction with most people has been performance, or, you know, not out of negativity, but it's just the way it is, Chad. Because if I start talking the way I really am, as a spiritual being having a human experience, you would just become a weirdo. And there is a punishment for that. I think the movie Inception kind of captured that in a way, where, I don't know if you guys seen the movie Inception, where I know Leonardo DiCaprio, whatever the fuck his name is, Chad. No shit to you, brother, but yeah, I can't pronounce my name. I can't pronounce y'all's name. It is what it is. But he was walking in the dream with this one lady, and she was staring or doing something, and he warned her to not do that, because if you do that, whoever's consciousness that is in that dream would mark her as a foreign entity. Sort of like what your white blood cells do when they see a foreign entity in your blood, and they will attack you. That's the exact same thing. So the best way to navigate through any realm that is not yours is to not conform, but give a show, blend in as much as possible. I know I'm talking a lot of nonsense, but hopefully one or two of you will actually take sense from it. And I gotta pee. So yes, the whole Uche package, like, I feel like Uche's package is so perfect that I don't have to do too much. That the performance that I've always performed in my life, all of my life, even as a child, comes so natural. I don't have to tweak anything. It just so happens that a lot of people confuse that for something else. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's performance, but it's also not performance. It comes so natural to me. But a lot of people confuse it for something else because they're used to people being fake. They're used to this and that. It's not me being fake. To me, in my opinion, every time I performed, I always thought it was obvious. In my opinion, I always thought it was obvious. But again, this is because most people in this world lack, Chad, it's a busy ass street. Most people in the world lack authenticity. So they're used to performance. They're used to fake. They're used to fake, 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 fake. They're used to trying to be something that they're not, and not me. And I've also addressed this. That I think part of the reason is because I had a privilege as a child, because I was protected as a child. So at a really young age, in my single digits, I never felt the need to want to be anyone else. So I always felt like I was complete in my own being. All I had to do was just be Uche, and Uche is a performer naturally. So I always thought I was always, it was always obvious that I'm performing. It's, like when I say all these things and do all these things and things like that. Yes, of course, now I'm trying to monetize some of my performance, by some of the skits I do on TikTok and things like that. But yeah, some of us don't need to get paid for our performance. That's just how we are able to navigate through this world, Chad. Just the way it is. And I'm grateful for Uche's ability to be able to do that. But inevitably, that will end, and I have to go home. And now, because I recognize that the end is near, because I feel it every single day, all these episodes I keep having, the end is near. Uche, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. Uche's end is near. And it has forced me to start asking some questions that I've always asked myself, but a lot more intentional. Like, what am I doing to give back? Because I have taken from this world, which I am so grateful, okay? Yes, I've talked shit about this world so many times, which is very disrespectful. I should not be doing that, But grace catches me, Chad. This world has been nice enough, or this realm has been nice enough to let me in, giving me a space to be, giving me a body, fed me water, food, and all kinds of stuff. And I give back, it gives me food, and I give back in feces, if you want to call it that. And I know these things sound gross to a lot of y'all, but if you're somebody who is very deep in these kind of things, you understand that everything has objective value, every single thing, including feces, okay? So you're eating food and you're giving back feces into the world. You're drinking water and you're giving back urine into the world. You're giving back sweat, you're giving back energy in form of heat and all these things into the world. Yes, all of that. But also, I am consuming in the form of information. When I observe, I take information. This is essentially why I am here, to learn about myself. Because like I've written in my book, can something be contained within itself? The answer is yes. But in order for that to be, that thing must travel within itself, to walk within itself, to study itself. Hence why I am here, to study myself. And this realm has provided me with the information, or at least the privilege. How you doing, man? Has given me, and I got to pee so bad. And I don't want to end this video. I should have peed before I left my house. The realm has given me the opportunity to provide me with information that is foreign to me as Uche. So I've consumed in that regard, but I must give back. Now, I like to think that I've done my best to give back through, my creation, some of the things that I've written.
What happened to that cookie yesterday?
I saw again. Oh, Chad. I gotta get out of here.
And I ain't feel nothing.
Okay, this way. Sorry about that, Chad. Yes, I do my best to give back without burning myself out, of course, because I'm not burning myself out for shit, Chad. There's nothing in this world that's worth all that stress, just being honest. All this thing's not cruise, so last we go much. So I give back, through my skits, through my knowledge, some of the things that I've done. Of course, I studied philosophy, to help extend my knowledge by poking the minds of other philosophers who've walked this earth before me and things like that. And also some of the people that I studied with and studied from, some of my professors. Shout out to every single one of y'all, and learn from them. And I like to think that I do my best to give back in knowledge. So other travelers like myself who are able to take knowledge and take power from it, yes, sure, you get it. But it is also a reminder, how you doing, man? It is also a reminder that I have to be intentional, because I know I could do more. It's not easy. It's not easy walking this earth as a loner, but it's simpler for me because there's a lot more, there's a lot of distractions out here in this realm. And I feel like for the Uche character, I do best alone because it's less distraction for me. So yeah, it has incentivized me to be as intentional in giving back. Now I'm a full-time content creator. I never thought it would be a thing. I never thought, like, in the last 10 years, I never thought I would ever be a content creator. I just kind of fell into it. I started my podcast in 2019, I think, or 18. I think it's 19. As an outlet, because I have all these thoughts that are going on in my head, and I've been blessed with, having a platform on TikTok and Instagram, and something on here on YouTube and my podcast, and having people listen to me who are able to resonate with me. And now I'm being a lot more intentional in giving back in my creativity, because that's really how you give back to this realm, by the things that you create. The things that you create. So you have to create, you have to give back in the same avenue that you consume. So I consume in my mind, and I have to create also in my mind. So I'm being intentional to close that circle. While this life continues to work on me in my humility enough to be able to trigger that rapture, because rapture is the only way out of here, and the only thing that can trigger that rapture is humility. It's like my consciousness is waiting for that. Is waiting for that, because once it gets to that threshold, it will trigger. Then the alarm clock will ring, or the trumpets, like the Bible said. But yeah, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful as fuck, bro. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, sometimes when I think about my blessings and privilege in this world, it gives me goosebumps. Not necessarily because there's so much per se, but it's more so how a lot of it seems so hidden that if I blinked, I would have missed it because of how this world is set up. There's privilege in being a black person, but the word tells you otherwise. There's privilege in being a man, the word tells you otherwise. There's privilege in being a black man, which is different from being black, which is different from being a man. The word tells you otherwise. There's privilege in being a woman, the word tells you otherwise. There's a privilege in being a black woman, the word tells you otherwise. There's privilege in being queer, the word tells you otherwise. And these little things, it's like a game. Nah, but you know, no, these dogs, they be barking like they've never seen a black person before. Every time good. There's privilege, all these things are hidden. It's sort of like a game, like a maze. You kind of have to play with it. Which is, it's annoying, but it's also fun because, it keeps you on your feet so you don't get complacent. Because if it was so easy, like, I know I get bored. I wouldn't appreciate it as much. So it's sort of like a game. Like, it's so interestingly designed. Like, whoever designed this shit, shout out to you, man. Whether it's the higher version of myself, an AI, a god, a being, an entity, whatever the fuck, shout out to you. Shout out to you, because this shit is clean as fuck. So I'm grateful for all my privileges, no matter how hidden they are, and I've been able to draw power from it, and I hope to be able to give back to people, the people of this realm, in love, of course. How you doing? To be able to give back to them in love, so that they're able to follow some of the principles that I've been able to follow to tap into some of my privilege. And I think I probably have other privileges that I'm not even aware of. This place is annoying. I ain't even gonna lie. This realm annoys the shit out of me. The people of this realm annoy the fuck out of me. And some days, I can't wait to get the fuck out. Like, some days I can't wait to get the fuck out. Like, yo, you have no idea. But there's a process to get out. I can't just get out. It's a thing that triggers automatically. And part of that is in closing the circle and giving back. And I do my best to give back. I'm doing it by myself. It's not easy. I work alone. I don't work with people, Chad. Ooh, girl. No shade, but humans would, humans would stress the shit out of you. Like, humans would disappoint you. So I don't take people serious. So I work alone. I do everything by myself. I'm grateful for some of the people that I've been able to meet in this world. My karma have brought to me, and I've been able to be 1 + 1 = 1 with them and close the circle right there. And then I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. And I would never take that for granted. But yeah, it is a lot of work doing all this shit by myself, closing the circle of Uche in preparation for my exit in this world. But I feel it. I feel it, and I know it's not just me that feels it. People like myself, because we share the same consciousness. Because we come from the same dreamer. It's just in this realm we are separated. We appear as separate from each other. Once in a while, when I'm opportuned to bump into them, it's very rare that I bump into them, which is probably a good thing, Chad. We recognize each other, and there's usually nothing but goosebumps and tears, because I recognize you and you recognize me. Chad, it's the most eerie thing. But yeah, it's probably a good thing that we're very spaced apart, because, I'm saying, in this round, we're consumed by pain, and, pain, Pain plus pain. Ooh, yeah. Hurt people, hurting people. Like, I do not want to trigger your ego and blah, blah, because the more we keep doing this nonsense and rubbish, the longer we get stuck inside this realm. I'm not trying to get stuck in this bitch. I'm trying to have a good time with this field trip, consume as much as I can for my soul, an understanding of what I am and who I am, and leave this shit behind and get the fuck on out. And I wish you the best, the other versions of myself. And I feel your energy in me, deep in my soul, and I know that you feel mine too, because it's a mirror image. We're all each other's karma. And those are the people that I go hard for in giving back. I have consumed some of their products or projects without them realizing, like some of the people that I watch on YouTube and even, on TikTok and Instagram and shit like that, that they don't even know that I exist, but I take power from them. Some of these people have been my mothers, my fathers, brothers and sisters when I needed them. All I needed to do was just hop online and boom, this person is talking about the topic that I eerily needed. Like, just so eerie. And it spoke power into me. And I'm grateful. So now I must give back to close that circle. So I say all that to say that I have been working and will keep working on letting go of Uche, because the end of Uche is near. I feel it. And I ought not to be afraid, because I am not Uche. Uche is just a carcass. Uche is just a vessel. Uche is an avatar, an illusion, pixels, which I was even blessed, as scary as it was, Chad, to be able to see that in real time, to be able to actually see that. It wasn't just my hands and my body that was dissipating. Like, I also saw in front of me was dissipated as well. Like, it was very pixelated. And I keep having those episodes. I had the last one yesterday. And I'm sober, by the way. I'm sober. I had the last one last night. I recognize them. I recognize it. It's so interesting. There's a video. Maybe I should attach the video here. Maybe not. But there's a video of someone talking to Chat GTP. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I'll attach it, because I'm not trying to edit this shit. And Chat GTP basically answered what I am going through right now. It is so eerie. Like, I recognized this since last year, even before I had my January experience. And I just seen a video 2 weeks ago on Instagram. Someone was talking about Chat GTP, talking to Chat GTP about consciousness. And Chat GTP basically explained what I am going through right now, that I realized a few months ago. To the T. Like, it was so eerie how it just, I find out. But yeah, the episodes that I get are scary. They're scary. I think they're scarier because I'm going through them on my own, and I have no real community. I have my sisters, which I'm really grateful for. My sisters are two of the only people that I can tell right now, in their own way, in their own humility, in their own understanding, get some sense of what I am saying or may not be saying. And if they don't, they're humble enough and transparent enough to say that they don't. Everybody else, child, I don't even waste my breath with these. No offense, but I don't even waste my breath, because people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and they lack the humility to admit that they don't know what I'm talking about. But then that's what the people of this realm do, Chad. But we time good. So yeah, but for the most part, I still have to go through this on my own, knowing that my creator is with me at all times. It's scary. I think it's gradually getting less scary the longer I am here in Texas, because I keep doing some tests, and I'm waiting for a few test results to come back to see, other body parts of me and my body parts, to see what's happening there. But the test results are coming back. I have some, I don't want to say terminal illness. No, I don't have no terminal illness that I know of, Chad. But I have some chronic sicknesses that can be life-threatening if they are not managed. Yes, some of those are resurfacing again. And I know, as a same gender loving man, some people are probably thinking he's HIV positive. No, I'm not HIV positive. If I was HIV positive, I would say there's no shame there. It's not HIV, no. I know people like to box people in, but we thank God. No, I do have some serious sicknesses that I've had for a while that, I need to be managing. But they flared up a lot more because, what's it called? Because of how much my body is under stress. Not even my body, my entire being is under stress and distressed, chair. Whew. And I'm doing my best to manage it, and understanding and leaning into these episodes and knowing what it is and seeing them as a reminder that it is time to wake up and it's getting closer. And, I must be intentional in my delivery of giving back. And I am also, which is also in alignment with the ritual of letting go of Uche. I am grateful for Uche. As annoying as this journey may have been, but there's no one in this realm I'd rather walk this earth as. No one at all. And I've met some dope ass people, men and women, black, white, and everything in between, but I've never met anyone I'd rather be but Uche. And I'm grateful. So I hope you guys are able to take some meaning from this video or this episode. Perhaps you can relate, perhaps you cannot relate. Even if it's just one or two of you, or not, because this is a very deep type of stuff that will not be going on TikTok or Instagram. But I'll still put it on the internet for anyone who can relate. Perhaps you can feel my sincerity, my honesty, my heart, my soul. May it touch you as yours touches mine. That sounds so cliche, I know. But yeah. Uche, peace and love.